ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ, ಐ ಮೀನ್ ಕ್ವೆಶನ್ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ದ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ ದ ಚೈಲ್ಡ್ ವಿಲ್ ಸೇ ಇಸ್ ಐದರ್ ದೇ ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು ಬಿಕಮ್ ಅನ್ ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರ್ ಆರ್ ದೇ ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು ಬಿಕಮ್ ಅ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್. ಇವರು ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಆಗಿ ದೇಶದಲ್ಲಿ ಕಷ್ಟಪಡ್ತಿರೋ ಪೇಷಂಟ್ಸ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಕಾಪಾಡೋ ಥರ, ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರ್ ಆಗಿ ದೇಶ ಉದ್ಧಾರ ಮಾಡೋ ಥರ. ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ವಿ, ಇಫ್ ವಿ ಗೋ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಆನ್ ದ ರೂಟ್ ಲೆವೆಲ್, actual status and actual facts of today's engineering, 2022, India is passing out close to about 8 crore graduates in a year. Hardly 7% or 8% are fit to be hired by companies. This has not been said by me. This has been said by Wall Street Journal, including our own great mentor and founder of Infosys, Narayanan. Technical skills, educational skills, teaching skills, methodologies doesn't matter. What matters today in this 21st century is core skills. If you can convince the other person in English for 15 minutes, you will get a job, no matter what it is. This is the basic things. Engineering is just a prerequisite according to me. I'm not coming down on engineers, and I'm not saying that, engineering is wrong or something like that. One student was asking a question, what is that one thing that we need to do in this 4 years of, engineering? And I heard a couple of answers saying that you need to concentrate more on studies and more on labs and all these things. But this is a personal view from my side. I don't look at the students who are studying engineering as students. I see them as my future leaders of this country. This country is so big. And late President Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam has already told this, has quoted this again and again n number of times. India, which is so big, 100 billion youth can never go wrong. We are so passionate about having followers on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, which is not going to help in realistic lifetime situations. Urban students ge engana kelsa sikbidutte, ಹಳ್ಳಿಯಿಂದ ಬರೋ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೋಜರ್ ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. This is the fact. Because it's not about the college, or it's not about the which university you are coming from. That child cannot speak basic English. This problem is the root problem coming from school age in the. And from school onwards, we are practicing only rote learning methodology. By heart madi, mug madi, chasing only marks. We Indians are very specialized about chasing marks. And for parents, especially when it comes to parents, what is happening is, engineering or medical, these are the only two known professions for parents. I'm sorry to say, but that's the reality. They have their peer pressures on their student, on their own child, and the child gets pressure even in the college. Why colleges and why universities put pressure on them is only to get their rankings and maintain their TRPs end of the day. Barack Obama, who was the ex-president of United States of America, in his last speech, that was the mic drop speech, which is very famous, you can Google in YouTube and you can check it out. He said, graduation is not a prerequisite anymore. It's the core skills which is required. Now when I say core skills andaga, we, unfortunately, India, the system of whatever so-called education system we follow, we are preparing students for the jobs which was already there 20 years before. We need to train students and we need to prepare students for the jobs which is going to be future. 20 varsha, 10 years or 20 years ahead, no institution is thinking about it. I'll give you a very simple example. 2.5-3 years before, there is a small village in down south in Tamil Nadu in Tiruchi. There was a small sump, and that sump was like around 120 feet sump. ಚಿಕ್ಕು ಬೋರ್ವೆಲ್ ಹಾಕೋದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಒಂದು ಸಂಪ್ನ ಡ್ರಿಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಅ 2-year-old ಕಿಡ್, ಒಂದು 2 ವರ್ಷದ ಮಗು ಆ ಸಂಪ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಬಿದ್ದೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ರೈಟ್, ದಿಸ್ ವಾಸ್ ಅ ವೆರಿ ಸೆನ್ಸೇಷನಲ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ ವಿಚ್ ವಾಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಅರೌಂಡ್. Indian engineering could not save a 2-year-old child. What are you talking about 21st century skills and all these things? You're talking about mission Mars and mission Chandrayaan, Gagayaan and all these things, spending 918 crores for a project which actually did not end up well also. I'm not saying bad against that. The whole effort behind ISRO was amazing. I'll come back to ISRO part later. When we have those kind of technology, when we have those kind of minds, The same Indian engineering could not save a 2-year-old child which was fallen in a sump at 60 feet. Larsen and Turbo, which is a very big engineering company, came forward for help. They couldn't do it. Anna University came forward. Lot of people tried. We could not do it. The reason why I'm saying this is my personal opinion regarding engineering. I'm not bad or I'm not against engineering. The only reason is America, United States of America, they pass out only 33,000 engineers in a year. And a country which passes only 33,000 engineers in a year, they say that they are number one in the world. India, let's just talk about only Karnataka. Bangalore alone passes 1,70,000+ engineers in a year. Now what's this minds going to be? Where are these minds going to be? And what kind of jobs are we going to create? I have seen engineers, I'm sorry to say, working in Swiggies and Zomatos. Worse than that, engineers are working in parking lots to pay tickets and get things. We say that policy is there, technology is there, use of technology and all these things. My simple question is, ಒಂದು ಹಳ್ಳಿಯಿಂದ ಬರೋ ಮಗುಗೆ 10th ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ ಓದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ 12th ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ ಓದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರಿಂಗ್ ಕಾಲೇಜಲ್ಲಿ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್, I'm just talking only about the government colleges, what kind of facilities do that child really get? What kind of exposure do that child really get? It's very less. Unfortunately, the rural students are more in number in India. Karnataka, especially when it comes to Karnataka, Bangalore alone has got only 2,000 schools. Rest of Karnataka has got 54,000 schools. Now, in every school, if there are going to be 500 students on an average studying from class 1 to class 10, imagine these are 500 lives after their 10th standard and 12th standard, who will come with no exposure zone, who will come to a zone where there is flooded with so many things. Artificial intelligence, augmented reality, virtual reality, lot of things are there. 21st century things, addu, idu anta. We are so busy in only to settle down and only to have a successful life. But as a responsible leader of my country, when I say leader of my country, I'm addressing you students. Your parents are the main weapon for you to prepare you for as the leaders of the country. Do not chase marks is my simple concept, and whatever you're doing in life, just do it very happily. Come what may go, there are only two things can happen. Either you will be successful or you will not be successful. If you're not going to be successful, there's always another chance. Entrepreneurship, social entrepreneurship is the one thing that every student has to concentrate. It doesn't matter that only engineering students has to work in engineering background companies or something like that. They themselves can come up with innovative products. Your engineering talents can be shown on farming. India is such a great country, and we all have only farming background. We all are farmers. That's our ancestors. Russia today follows our own Indian farming, but I'm sorry to say, automobile engineering, India, we are still not number one. When a country like Germany can cheat Volkswagen, we all know what Volkswagens what they did in that country. In spite of pollution control, in spite of people and all those people to monitor there, they still wanted to retain that automobile engineering as number one. That number one chasing has become, in a global level. Engineering has become not just an education, it's become more into political. It's more into policies. Thankfully, after Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji introduced successfully the NEP 2020, it's definitely going to be a game changer, not just for students, it's also for teachers and also for parents. So my simple advice as a common man, would be, engineering odi beda anta heltilla, but make sure that don't get carried over with the results. If things are not happening in one way, use your brains. You have a lot of time, you have a whole lot of world to do something productive. Ivattagilla andre naale innondralli ena ondralli maad barbodu. So agriculturally you can come up with a lot of ideas using engineering products, using engineering innovations. a country like UAE, where there is no rains at all, ಮಳೆನೇ ಬರದೇ ಇರೋ ಕಂಟ್ರಿನಲ್ಲಿ ದೇ ಯೂಸ್ ಡ್ರೋನ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದೇ ಯೂಸ್ ಫ್ಲೈಟ್ಸ್ ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ ಕ್ಲೌಡ್ ಸೀಡಿಂಗ್ ಟೆಕ್ನಾಲಜಿ ತೊಗೊಂಬಂದು ಮಳೆ ಬರೆಸ್ತಾರೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದಲ್ಲಿ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಅ ಲಾಟ್ ಆಫ್ ವಿಲೇಜಸ್ ವಿಚ್ ಇಸ್ ಡ್ರೌಟ್ ಹಿಟ್, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ವಿ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಲಾಟ್ ಆಫ್ ವಿಲೇಜಸ್ ವೇರ್ ದರ್ ಇಸ್ ಇಮೆನ್ಸ್ ಸಪ್ಲೈ ಆಫ್ ವಾಟರ್. Not a single engineering idea could come up to do something about it. We can do much wonders if some great minds can focus on all these things. So what I look forward from these kind of big professional universities are, when you're talking about internships, never take free internships. If it is paid internship, it's worth it. If it is not paid internship, it is definitely not worth it. And a teacher, especially a role of teacher, plays a key role here, because teachers build future leaders of India. Pressure, marks, life alli settle agbeku, that is the only aim. But if everyone has to go on the same lines, by now India should have been superpower. If this country has to grow, if this country has to flourish, if this country has to achieve whatever milestones it has to achieve, it is only the education sector which will take this country to great heights. So simple example, I don't have to present generation 21st century ಇವವಾಗಿರೋ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗೋ ಥರ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್. ಐ ಆಮ್ ಶೋರ್ you all must have watched this movie Rocketry from the great ISRO scientist Sri Narayanan sir. Yep, that's the best inspiration that any child can get today. If you want to become an engineer, if you want to do good engineering, just watch that movie. I'm not promoting this movie as on a commercial segment in mind. I'm telling you very genuinely what kind of technologies, what kind of Indian minds. We Indians are actually having great minds. We are far much better than America. We are far much better than Germany. We are far much better than China. The 50% of population in India is below 25 years. Now, these students, ಈ 25 ವರ್ಷ ಇರೋ ಮಕ್ಕಳು, China, it is not there. They are all very old. It's already that the economy is saturated. Russia is already sinking. There's war going on there. But in India, you have a lot of opportunities. When a great scientist like Narayanan can build up cryogenic engines at that age, at those times, today, just think about it. It all matters only one thing: innovative ideas. ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಇನೋವೇಟಿವ್ ಆಗಿ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಇದಾಗಿ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಅದಾಗಿ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ವಾಟ್ ಐ ಪರ್ಸ್ನಲಿ ರೆಕಮೆಂಡ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಇನೋವೇಷನ್, ಇಟ್ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ಡಿಸ್ರಪ್ಟಿವ್ಲಿ ಇನೋವೇಟಿವ್. ವೆನ್ ಐ ಸೇ ಡಿಸ್ರಪ್ಟಿವ್ಲಿ ಇನೋವೇಟಿವ್, example, our own great person, Anand Mahindra ji. When you know the pros and when you know the cons, when you bootstrap it properly, that is disruptive innovation. That idea, one idea bandadmele, if you stick on to that and if you take things ahead, life's going to be much better. So concluding my speech, as I said, I don't want to keep you bored and talk more. ಬೆಳಗ್ಗೆಯಿಂದ ತುಂಬ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತೀರ. For my future leaders of this country, my only request is, do not chase marks, just enjoy life every moment. And parents, please don't take the pressure too much on, and don't take the pressure on yourself as well as on the child, because there are a lot of parents who must have pledged their properties to get a seat for an engineering seat and for their child. I know what's the reality. People may talk that we are doing this, they can boast about it, but the real problem is in the home, where the father and the mother, who takes a lot of responsibility for a child in order to see that child as an engineer or a doctor. What's the point in paying 60 lakhs and 70 lakhs for an engineering seat and then not doing anything and getting settled down in America? Why not India? Do something for my own country first. Let's change the trend. As I said, NEP 2020 is definitely going to be a game changer. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇನೋವೇಟಿವ್ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ಸು, ಇನೋವೇಟಿವ್ ಐಡಿಯಾಸು ಸ್ಟ್ರೀಮ್ಲೈನ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಇಷ್ಟೆಲ್ಲ ಮುಂದೆ ಬಂದಾಗ, ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಟೈಮ್ ಫಾರ್ ದ ಯಂಗ್ ಮೈಂಡ್ಸ್ to ignite that sparks in you and to bring out something best for this country, right? So that's all I wanted to talk. And yes, small minds will always talk about others, great minds will always share ideas. That's what everybody should be believing in, and that's what parents should believe and students should also believe. Long live this country. Thank you for NewsFirst for doing this excellent conclave. Personal thanks to Ravi Kumar sir for giving us the opportunity. And also, I would also want to thank Mr. Narayanan sir, who's being the brand ambassador for Project English. Just a small, quick 2-minute talk before I cut off. I teach English for kids in government schools, especially for the rural government schools, for the last 12 years. I'm a PhD, IIT, whatever, blah, blah, blah. End of the day, I understand the voice of a common man, and I'm here for the common man, to do something better for my country. So, Mr. Narayanan sir has got an excellent message for all the engineering students. He also feels the same. I've worked with him, I've seen him in action. Engineering, securing marks or getting good college seats is not the ultimate success. Convincing the other person in 15 minutes in English without making any kind of grammatical errors, speak properly, you get a job. There are millions and millions of jobs today. That's the basic. Nobody will go and see what have you scored in internals and what have you scored in labs and what is the thing. If you're innovative, if your core skills is up to the mark, you get a job. I would also add a point, instead of working for somebody else, try to come up with more innovative ideas so that social entrepreneurship can be promoted in India. So, concluding my speech, this is the last thing that I wanted to talk. I would like to play that small simple video of Mr. Narayanan sir, what message he had given, and please, it's my personal request as a citizen of this country. I request every parent, every child, every student, every engineering student, medical student, let it be from a government school or from a private school, please take some time and watch this movie Rocketry. This is one such good movie that everybody should watch about it. Yep. If you watch this movie, you will understand engineering much, much better in a very simple way. Madhavan sir has put it across in a very nice way. And Narayanan sir, what else can I say? All I can say to him is, very sorry, sir, for whatever you went through. Yep. Thanks a lot. God bless you all. Jai Hind. Well, it's a great privilege and honor for me to meet the legend, Mr. Narayanan sir. Who's been an inspiration for many youngsters like me. And it is also a great honor for us to launch Project English Dream Flagship Lit Skills Learning's ultimate project for all the rural school kids, especially coming from rural villages. So we are introducing English enrichment programs and science enrichment programs for all the government school students from class 6 to class 9. So for that project, today we are here. And I am privileged, and my company is privileged, and my whole team is privileged for this. And he is also here, who would also want to speak a few words on that. Alongside, before he speaks, this is Project English portfolio. And for the last 12 years, being whatever successful person I am today, I completely surrender all those things to his feet, because I have never seen someone bigger than him and a bigger personality like him. So all my success and all my credits is all on his feet, and I'm privileged to launch this Project English portfolio through his hands only today. Sir, this is Project English portfolio, okay. And this is going for all the rural kids, and as we spoke, Namma Pesna Madri. So privileged to give you the copy to you, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, the Project English was briefed to me by Dr. Karthik Narayanan. I am impressed by the totality of the project, because there is a requirement for the not only school children from government schools, but in general, I find a person completes his engineering degree and then comes to for an interview, he is finding it difficult to speak, to communicate in English. And actually, as you know, the language English is important from various points of view, particularly when you are interested in getting a job elsewhere. So the Project English as such is very impressive, very interesting and very innovative. I wish the project all success, and I am sure that with people like Dr. Karthik, the project will certainly go through a long way. I wish him all the success. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
பேசுறதே ஒரு ஆர்ட், அந்த பேசுறத புரிஞ்சுக்கிறது இன்னொரு திறமை. அதனால புரிகிற அளவுக்கு பேசணும் அப்படிங்கிற போது இம்பார்ட்டண்ட்டாக வருது. இங்கிலீஷ் வந்து ஒரு லாங்குவேஜ். இங்கிலீஷ் லாங்குவேஜில் வந்து இப்போ பல லாங்குவேஜஸ் இருந்தாலும் இங்கிலீஷ் லாங்குவேஜுக்குன்னு சொல்லிட்டு ஒரு முக்கியத்துவம் இருக்குது. பிகாஸ் நீங்கள் வந்து எங்கே போனாலும் இங்கிலீஷ் பேசலாம் அப்படிங்கிற அளவுக்கு ஒரு சுச்சுவேஷன் இன்றைக்கி இருக்குது. ஸோ அதை மனசில் வச்சுக்கிட்டு நீங்கள் பார்க்குறச்ச உங்களுடைய ப்ராஜெக்ட், தட் இஸ் ப்ராஜெக்ட் இங்கிலீஷ் வந்து ரொம்ப நல்ல ஒரு ஒரு ஐடியா. இட்ஸ் எ குட் ஐடியா. அதாவது அதை ஐசோலேட் பண்ணி உங்களுக்கு பேசுகிறதுக்கு நீங்கள் கற்றுக் கொடுக்குறீங்க. அது கற்றுக் கொடுக்கறது மாத்திரம் இல்லை, அதை பேசுகிறதுக்கு கற்றுக் கொடுக்குறவங்களை நீங்கள் தயார் பண்ணுறீங்க. அந்த ரெண்டுமே வந்து ஒரு நல்ல ஐடியா. அந்த ஐடியானால வரக்கூடிய அவுட்புட் வந்து ரொம்ப பிரமாதமாக இருக்கும். ஏன்னா இந்த பசங்க வந்து படிக்கிறது மாத்திரம் போகாது, படிக்கிறத சொல்கிறதுக்குள்ள ஒரு திறமையும் வேணும். சொல்கிறதுக்குள்ள திறமையும் நான் மீன் பண்ணுறது கம்யூனிகேட்டிங் ஸ்கில்ஸ். அதில் இந்த ஐடியா வந்து நல்லா எனக்கு ரொம்ப நல்லா தெரியுது. அண்ட் லெட் அஸ் ஹோப் தட் இட் வில் கம் அஸ் அ மேஜர் ஹெல்பிங் ஹேண்ட் ஃபார் தோஸ் ஹூ ஆர் லுக்கிங் ஃபார் நிறைய இடத்துல வேலைக்குன்னு எதிர்பார்க்குறவங்களுக்கு இது ரொம்ப ஹெல்ப்ஃபுல்லாக இருக்கும். Wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, I understand that the project is actually being implemented by Ruba here and Karthik Narayanan. I wish all the best for their efforts. Thank you.
Well, it's a great privilege and honor for me to meet the legend Mr. Narayanan sir.
ಸೊ ಅವರು ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಭಾಗಿಯಾಗಿದ್ದಕ್ಕೆ ನಮ್ಮ ನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಯ ಕಡೆಯಿಂದ ಒಂದು ಚಿಕ್ಕ ಕಿರುಕಾಣಿಕೆ. ಸೊ ದಯಮಾಡಿ ವೇದಿಕೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಬರಬೇಕು. ಹಾಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ನ CEO ರವಿಕುಮಾರ್ ಸರ್ ಅವರು ಈ ಕಿರುಕಾಣಿಕೆಯನ್ನು ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಕಾರ್ತಿಕ್ ನಾರಾಯಣ್ ಸರ್ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಓವರ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗಿ ಕೇಳ್ಕೊಳ್ತಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಹಾಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಸೆಷನ್ ಎಂಡ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ನಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇರುವವರು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ ಸರ್ಕಲ್, ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ ಸರ್ಕಲ್ಗೆ ಈ ಮೆಸೇಜನ್ನು ಪಾಸ್ ಆನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಆನ್ಲೈನಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡ್ತಿರುವವರು ನಾಳೆ ಕೂಡ ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಇದೇ ವೇದಿಕೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಡೀತಾ ಇದೆ. ನಾಳೆ ಈ ನ್ಯೂ ಏಜ್ ಎಂಜಿನಿಯರಿಂಗ್ ಕೋರ್ಸಸ್ ಅಂಡರ್ VTU ಇದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಸೆಷನ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಹಾಗೆ ಟಾಪ್ KCET ಟಾಪರ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಆನರ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಪ್ಯಾನಲ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕಷನ್ಗಳು ಕೂಡ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಇವತ್ತಿಗೆ ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮವನ್ನು ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಮುಕ್ತಾಯ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.